and welcome to Babies with Knives. This is Crash Course Corner, where we teach you the basics of how to play a game system. Today we're taking a look at Mutants and Masterminds, 3rd edition. I'm Alice Peng, aka Lala Twiddle.
And I'm Brandon Powers. Mutants and Masterminds evolved from Dungeons & Dragons 3rd edition and the Open Gaming license. Over 3 editions, it has evolved to best emulate superhero stories using a fairly simple system with a beautifully complex foundation, allowing construction of nearly any character that can be imagined. If you want to sport a cape and a cowl, Mutants and Masterminds might be the game for you.
Before we jump into our crash course for this month, we'd like to take a moment to thank Green Ronin, Fainting Goat Games, and Rogue Genius Games for supporting us with Mutants and Masterminds prize bundles to give away to you all.
Details on what you can win and how you can win it will be in the description below. Links to their web stores will also be included, so you can check out their amazing product lines.
Now, join the babies with knives as we cut into Mutants and Masterminds for this week's crash course. Mutants and Masterminds uses the king of all the dice, the almighty D20. No other dice need apply.
When making a check, the D20 is rolled and applicable modifiers are added to it. The total of the D20 plus modifiers is then compared against the target number of the check. If the result is below the target number, the action fails. If the total ties or exceeds the target number, the action is a success.
Many checks in Mutants and Masterminds are considered graded checks, where degrees of success or failure are very important. For every 5 points over or under the target number, the degree of success or failure is increased for these checks. A natural 20 on the D20 means that you calculate success or failure normally, but then add 1 degree for the critical result.
Characters only need to make checks when they are under stress. Under normal conditions, they can make a routine check, allowing them to attempt the action as if they had just rolled a 10 on the D20. This can be a good way to identify how skilled a character is at certain tasks by seeing what they can accomplish on routine checks.
Checks can be modified by their circumstances, whether positive or negative. Mutants and Masterminds simplifies these modifiers into being major or minor. If a character has a minor penalty, that gives them a -2 on the check. While if they have a major benefit, that would receive a +5 modifier to their check. The heroes in comic books frequently are able to go above and beyond what their normal level of competency, power, or capability would limit them to. In Mutants and Masterminds, this mechanic is called extra effort.
Extra effort allows characters to fly faster, hit harder, and resist external influences. 2 of the more fantastic benefits of extra effort even allow a character to take an additional action or perform a power stunt, allowing them to do something that they have not purchased a power for, but could be in their wheelhouse.
In the comics, a classic character that can do things like this is DC's The Flash. Flash runs really fast, but with power stunts he can phase through walls, travel through time, and even breach dimensional boundaries.
Characters can declare extra effort as a free action once per turn. At the start of the character's next turn, they'll get really tired, becoming fatigued, exhausted, or even knocking themselves out.
Mutants and Masterminds has a measurements table that allows a player to easily calculate relationships between mass, time, distance, and volume. By adding ranks of various things together on this measurement table, you can figure out a few things.
When needing to determine distance moved, take the rank for the time spent moving and add that to the rank for how fast someone is moving. If a strong character is throwing something, take their strength rank and subtract the mass rank of the object. The result is the distance rank that they can throw the object.
For example, El Fuerte, the strong luchador, is throwing a car weighing 3,200 pounds, or a mass rank of 6. El Fuerte's strength of 12 minus the car's mass of 6 leaves a remainder of 6, or 1,800 feet, or for distance 6. That means El Fuerte can throw the car 1,800 feet relatively accurately. Heroes can't always resolve their differences with a kind word or turning the other cheek, so when the twin hammers of justice need to go to work, it's time to roll initiative.
Initiative is determined by a check, with the higher results going first during the round. Like a normal check, this involves a d20 and is modified by a character's agility. Characters can take talents to further improve their initiative if they have the need for speed.
Each character's action is considered a turn. One full pass through the initiative order, or round, takes approximately 6 seconds of in-game time.
The same initiative order is repeated each round, though some playgroups may choose to re-roll initiative each round.
During a round, a character is able to perform one standard action, one move action, and an appropriate number of free actions.
Standard actions are usually taken when you're acting on or influencing something, such as using powers or attacking an enemy.
Move actions are most often used for moving around the battlefield, though certain characters may gain abilities that allow them to do other things for move actions.
Free actions take very little time, and a character can generally perform several of them during their round.
Lastly, reactions occur when it is not a character's turn, but they have some capability to act. Attacking a character in Melee uses character's attack roll against 10 plus the target's parry score, while ranged attacks are opposed by 10 plus the target's dodge score.
Ranged attacks have 3 ranges: short, medium, and long. Short range attacks are rolled normally, medium range attacks suffer a -2 penalty, and long range attacks suffer a -5. Anything beyond long range becomes too inaccurate to hit the target.
If the attacker meets or beats the target number, they have scored a hit. The defender then rolls a check against the attack.
Rolls of a natural 20 on attack rolls are always successful, no matter the target's defense. If the attack would have hit normally, the attack is upgraded to a critical hit. This increases the damage done by the attack by 5, making it harder to resist crits.
At the other end of the spectrum, natural ones are automatic misses, though there are no further penalties for rolling them. Mutants and Masterminds does not use traditional hit points. Instead, characters continue to fight until they fail a toughness check with too many degrees of failure to continue fighting or is otherwise incapacitated.
Damaging attacks are most often opposed by toughness and have a difficulty of 15 plus the ranks in the offensive power. A failed toughness check has 4 degrees of failure, from receiving a -1 on future toughness checks for the encounter all the way to being incapacitated for the rest of the fight.
This system does leave a level of uncertainty for how long a character might last in a fight, because one bad roll might spell the end for Uthok the Undefeatable, while a string of lucky rolls might keep Greta Glass in action for a very long time, maybe till the end.
Attacks that do not directly hurt an individual but instead negatively affect them are resisted by a check, most often using Fortitude or Will. The difficulty for these checks is 10 plus the effect rank of the power being used.
Area effects do not roll to hit, but instead affect everyone targeted by the attack. Those struck by the AoE must make a dodge check to protect themselves. A success on the dodge check reduces the potential damage by half.
For example, when the Storm King lets lightning loose everywhere with his rank 10 area effect damage, those caught in the area must make a dodge check with a difficulty of 10 plus 10 for the ranks in the power. Those that succeed must then resist a toughness check of 15 plus 5 instead of the difficulty 25 that their slower compatriots must endure.
Superheroes in comic books are rarely injured for very long. Mutants and Masterminds supports this genre convention. While characters will accumulate bruises and worse during a conflict, after the action ends, those short-term injuries just begin to fade away.
Living characters recover from 1 condition per minute, starting with the most severe condition and working down the list until they remove their bruises one at a time.
Wounds that might not heal that fast can be represented through temporary complications, troubling the hero from time to time as the wounds flare up or are exploited by their enemies. And that concludes our Mutants and Masterminds system crash course.
When we got to take a look at the game, realized that there is a lot more packed into the pages of this book, from specific conditions that are used in play, to superhero bases, villainous layers, and a slew of sample characters just waiting to be played at your table.
Please be sure to come back for our Mutants and Masterminds character delve, a character creation demo, a superhero high actual play with Crystal Fraser, lead designer for Mutants and Masterminds product line. Hey Blades! Thank you so much for watching another Babies with Knives video. If you liked what you saw, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Go follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and come join the conversation in our Discord server.
If you want to keep content like this coming, come check out our Patreon and consider subscribing. All links for this is provided in the description below. And remember, come back next time to get honed!